This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1057 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jenn here, and thanks for tuning in for Horse Tip Daily. Today, I've got a couple of tips for folks who need either inspiration or motivation to get back into their jumping groove. And we'll get right to that after this message from Kentucky Performance Products.
He was her first love, the one that started it all. He taught her how to master the posting trot and navigate her first hunter course. They spent hours together exploring the trails and hanging out in the barn. His name was doodled on every page in her school notebook. His coat gleamed in the sun as he met her at the gate each day, snuffling for a treat. From the first time she saw him poking his head out of the stall to the last time she patted him goodbye, he was, and always will be, her everything. This love story is brought to you by Nalox Advanced, providing complete support for a healthy digestive tract, which reduces the risk of colic and digestive upset. The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Call 859-873-2974 or visit kppusa.com to order today.
So here are some of Coach Jenn's better jumping tips for springtime. Sometimes we need motivation, sometimes we need inspiration, and here is a smattering of each. For those of us who struggle with finding our distance over fences, sometimes it's because you have poor eyesight and you don't know. So if you haven't had an eye exam in the past couple of years, you might try that, because no matter how many times you school over grids, if your eyes can't see the fences, you're not going to find the spot. Also, for some of us, we learn better by memorizing things that we hear versus things that we see. And you can do this by practicing counting out loud so you can hear yourself. 3, 2, 1, jump over every single fence all of the time. And not just when there's somebody around to think about it. And don't be afraid to do it when there's other people around. They won't mind. For those of us who can't remember courses, and this is especially hard for folks who don't jump lots of courses like eventers who only get to do it once in every horse show, you can make up courses on the fly. This is an especially fun game to play when you have friends over to ride or in a group lesson situation. One rider will make up a course using the jumps as they sit in the arena of 4 to 6 jumps. That rider explains it to the other riders in the group, and then each one goes out one at a time and tries to ride it. And if you don't have anyone to ride with, you can still do this yourself by drawing your course of jumps in your arena on an index card, make lots of copies, and then draw different courses onto those cards. Put the cards out of the arena, pick one out of the pile, memorize it for about 2 minutes, and then go and try to ride it. And as you get better at it, go from a jump course of maybe 3 jumps to a course of maybe 4, 5, or 6 jumps. And you will learn to use that short-term memory better. For those of us who get horse show grounds jitters, try making your horse show grounds at your home. You can go to the hardware store and pick up some of that scary plastic tape that they love to stretch all around and put that up at your home. You can also find a boom box. Lots of folks have those sitting in the back closet. They don't listen to them anymore. Put it outside and find a local talk radio station. A sports talk radio station is ideal because there's lots of different voices and different sound effects, and play that really, really loud while you ride. If you live in one of those stables where you aren't allowed to move the jumps very much, use jump blocks or cones or even just the rails to keep creating different things for your horse to see in the arena when you ride. When I do this, I found that the most response I get from horses who have issues with things moving in their arena, if I take things and group them, it works best. I'll take all of the jump rails and put them into a crazy pattern in one spot in the arena, and the horse will take note of them and it'll give me the opportunity to work through that scariness versus just taking the jump rails and moving each one individually in a different spot in the arena. Seems to work best. I think of it as arena art. And sometimes you need inspiration. You need to do a jump school and you really just don't know what to do. If you Google show jumping course, you will get hundreds of published jump courses that you can use to inspire you. There are several excellent books on course design and layout that you can use. Two of them that I have and use regularly are Jump Course Design Manual by Susan Tinder and the one that's been around a long, long time, 101 Jumping Exercises for Horse and Rider by Linda Allen. That one's been around for a long enough time that you can even pick it up at used bookstores. So I hope this gives everybody some inspiration now that spring is nearly here. Well, there you have it. This podcast was made possible through the generous support of Kentucky Performance Products and listeners like you. Learn how you can help support Horse Radio Network programming and qualify for auditors-only perks by going to horsetipdaily.com and clicking on the Become an Auditor banner in the center of the page. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.